All right. Thank you, Derek. President Joe Biden addresses the United Nations General Assembly in New York today. This is one day after winning the release of 5 U.S. citizens imprisoned in Iran. The terms of the deal are controversial, and as Fox 2's Doug Luzader reports live from Washington, we're also expecting to hear from Iran's president. Doug, good morning.
Good morning. That's going to be this afternoon. And in the meantime, we are waiting for President Biden to take the stage. Actually, he's on the stage right now at the UN General Assembly. He's going to be talking about climate change. He will talk about the war in Ukraine. And he may also touch upon this deal that brought 5 Americans home today. The 5 freed U.S. citizens and some family members set foot in Qatar, their first stop on their way back to the United States. And President Biden, in New York today to address the United Nations, said in a statement, "We will not stop working until we bring home every American held hostage or wrongfully detained."
This was a tough decision, but it was the right decision.
A tough decision because the White House had to release not just 5 Iranians imprisoned here in the U.S., but also $6 billion in frozen Iranian assets. The administration says Iran can only spend that money on humanitarian needs. Former President Trump excoriated Biden on social media, writing, "I brought 58 hostages home from many different countries, including North Korea, and I never paid anything." His former Secretary of State piled on.
The incentive system is now put in place, not just for the Iranians, but for the North Koreans, for every bad actor that says, take an American, you'll get $1 billion.
On another front, expect the president today to try to rally support for Ukraine.
You'll see him talk in a full-throated way about the need to continue to support Ukraine as they defend their country and their sovereignty, and the fact that the United States is going to continue to lead world efforts to do that.
Yeah, that's going to be a big part of the discussion today, it sounds like. Again, we will hear from not just President Biden, who's speaking right now, but also President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine. He will speak at the United Nations later, and then he will actually appear with President Biden here in Washington later in the week, because Ukraine funding is becoming a big issue now again on Capitol Hill. Dina.
Man, a lot of big issues, right, Doug? This may be a bigger answer than we have time for, but in short, how was former President Trump able, and maybe Mike Pompeo, able to bring hostages home without any trading?
Well, you know, there's trading and then there's payments. So there are other considerations beyond just payments that can be made. You know, look, everyone likes to say that you don't negotiate with hostage takers, but you know, realistically, it does happen. Every administration does it to try to bring Americans home. It's always a fraught decision because, you know, you run the risk of encouraging more hostage taking every time you give a good deal to someone that holds Americans.
On another topic, sort of adjacent to this one, have you heard about Trump coming here, skipping the debate to come here and show some support for striking UAW members?
Yeah, it's an interesting move. You know, the UAW workers during the, you know, were kind of part of the Reagan Revolution, right? I mean, the Reagan Republicans. So the role that Michigan plays is quite large in the Electoral College. Trump sees an opportunity here. The UAW has not endorsed President Biden. I'm not sure Sean Fain, the UAW president, is going to be willing to endorse President Trump, but former President Trump. But if Trump gets the nomination, and if he can peel away a substantial number of auto workers, for instance, you know, that's the kind of thing that might tilt Michigan in his favor. So it's clearly a very strategic decision on the part of the Trump campaign to do this. But he's got to wrap up the nomination first, and even though he is leading, he's not there yet.
Yeah, and I feel like we had the Reagan Democrats back in the 80s, but I feel like Trump also scored some points in Ohio with this same kind of strategy.
That's right. You know, that's part of the populist message, is going after those who feel like they've been overlooked by politicians here in Washington, and it may resonate. You know, the UAW, again, has held off on endorsing anyone, and it's been kind of giving the administration a little bit of a cold shoulder here in terms of sending administration officials to Michigan to help out with the negotiating.
We'll see. Good stuff. Doug Luzader, thank you as always.